Today, I just need a bit of a refresh. It's Tuesday morning. I was working all day yesterday, working today, and my brain just feels blitzed. Like, I don't know. When you work on a screen all the time, and that's your job, everyone does that, right? Like, a lot of people work on screens when they're doing work, but I don't know. Sometimes it just gets to be a little too much, and you're just kind of like, man, I need my brain to take a break from this. But I have work to do still. So instead of doing that and just completely taking a break, I'll do that later, I'm going to redo a little bit of stuff here, just kind of reorganize my setup in some ways so that I can show you guys what I do when I need that break and I just can't afford to take it at the moment, because you can't always take breaks, so you have to work with what you got. I decided that today I was going to go for the natural view. Most of the time I work over there at the desk and it's just facing a wall, and the light comes in sort of in the middle of the day here in the winter time and comes in onto the desk, and it's nice, but it's coming from behind me. And I'm just sort of looking at this wall. I have to fill that area with artificial light, and it can be very stimulating sometimes, but also a little overstimulating. So I decided today that I would move my computer, just work on the laptop screen. And this is honestly one of my favorite things about having a laptop and just the kind of work I get to do. You know, I'm not bound to any specific desk or location. I just need an internet connection and my own skills that I have inside of me, and that's it. And you know, other tech stuff. But I decided I would clean up this desk, which is usually a background for my recordings. It's in here, it provides a lot of functionality, and I would just use it as my workstation today. And I've posted all this before. I've posted pictures of me working here. I love it, and I'm really happy that I was able to put my stuff here. When I put this room together, I wanted it to be easily modifiable. I made it modular so that it could just come apart easily, it could rework, and I could do anything I needed to with it. And I could just rework things from the ground up every single time. And I think that's an important skill for men to have, especially these days. But from the beginning of time, you know, whether we are reworking our room, reworking our work, you know, we're building stuff, or our family, it always takes starting over and creating new and modifying things as we go and building and reworking things every single day in and out. That's what we're made to do. And we know that our work isn't going to be easy. God tells us he curses the ground. He curses our labor because of our sins. But there are things we can do to make things easier for us as we go along. And as we are journeying through the process of living life and building for ourselves something sustainable for the future, building for ourselves a legacy, building our families, we have to have ability to support family. And so being able to rework and adjust and be flexible is very, very important. So I was able to move everything over here super easily and simple. I have the nice view now, the natural light which is coming in, and it's overpowering the light coming into my eyes from this screen. You know, we live our lives just 18 inches away from every digital device, as long as our arms, as long as our everything, like from the space I am to you right now. It's how we live our entire lives these days. And we're not getting out into nature. We're not getting out into these places where, you know, we're outside of even the dashboard of our car when we're driving around. Everything is about 1 arm's length away from us, 1 cubit, as they used to measure it in the Bible. So it's really important that we get out and that we make time to intentionally re-engage our eyes the way that they were made. God didn't make us and put us in New York City at the beginning of time. He put us in a garden, and he said, be fruitful, multiply, take care of the garden. He wanted us to spread out and consume the world, but he also put us in nature to begin with. We're natural beings. We're natural creations. Humans are supposed to be natural. And so we've surrounded ourselves with technology, but really technology is just making up for the deficit that we have as human beings. And like I said in one of my past episodes, one of the things I want to do this year, the only thing I want to do this year, is everything I was doing, but better this year. I just want to do it better. And for me, that means the way that I'm thinking, the way that I'm optimizing my thinking, the way that I'm planning out my goals, the way that I'm structuring my entire life. I want to be better and more efficient. And that just means that I keep practicing. That means I keep working on it. That means I just keep doing what I'm doing, because that was what I was doing to begin with. And so it's exciting, but it's also simple. And that is so beautiful. That's really what we need to remember, because we get overwhelmed. I know I get overwhelmed as a guy. guys tend to get overwhelmed pretty easily by things that aren't quite as simple. But we also have a very high capacity, so it's just dependent on the guy. But we should, as a side note, be flexible and work on all of those. Anyways. One of those things that means for me is just keep going. I think about one of my friends who is a musician, and he's working normal jobs, and then he's also doing music on the side and during any time he can. And so he has to be flexible, and he has to be inventive about everything that he does and how he structures his time and the way that he lives his life. And we're all doing that. That's something that all of us are. It's just how we live and how we operate. It's how we need to live and how we need to operate. And so having the ability to say, oh, you know what? I actually have, first off, a real blessing to sit here and do my work. This is amazing. I'm actually going to be sitting here more because these plants weren't here last time I did this. But if you can be ingenuitive and if you can be present in every single moment, then that makes up for a large deficit. That deficit, which is, we're not out in nature as much. We're not out living life the way that it used to be lived as much now, because it's just not how the world works anymore. We're making up for our own deficit by using these technologies. And, overpopulation, whatever, all these things I don't care about personally. Like, the world is working exactly how it has to work. And we are supposed to take care of it. We are supposed to be the ones we have the power over it. And so we need to be respectful of that power. We need to be mindful of that power, but we also don't need to be freaking out. So my entire point with all of this is just to say, be flexible, be creative. I woke up this morning with a headache. I felt a bit tired. I came in here, I sat down and got to work, and I was just bombarded with everything I could possibly be bombarded with. And so I'm taking a break right now. I'm recording this and just like, hey, sometimes take a break and be resourceful with what you're doing. Switch it up a little bit, but always stay on top of your game and stay sharp. Just work on what it is that you have and do it better. And you know what? Go switch it up. Take a break. Take a refresh if you need to. It's all about refreshment here. This is all about how you refresh. If you can refresh, if you can be reworking things as you are going, if you can be just like I am right now, if you're reworking things in your mind, your family, your business, sometimes our faith needs a little tuning up. I'll have one of my friends on here soon, and we're going to talk about some stuff like that, getting in tune with God and working through those kinds of things, because we all have that stuff. We all have internal stuff. There's external stuff. We have to be flexible. Flexibility is what this is all about. Mental flexibility, which sometimes means changing your physical location. I have another episode too. I'm full of episodes right now that I'm going to make and that I can't wait to make, because when we are flexible, more doors open up for us. That was one of the things that my mom taught me that really has stuck with me and has made a difference in my life, is just being flexible. If you can be flexible, then you can change a lot, not only about yourself, but about your circumstances and about other people in your life as well. So be flexible. Make sure that you're having fluidity, right? We talk about that. And just be yourself as well. Just be yourself in everything that you're doing. That is such overrated but also underrated advice. It's overrated and it's underrated at the same time, because no one takes it seriously. But being myself means that I get to just be myself, and I don't have to have the pressure of being someone else who I'm not. I can just be myself wherever I am, and I'm not changing regardless of who's in the room, regardless of what's happening. Sometimes I might be silly and funny. Other times I might be serious and stern and powerful. Both times I'm being powerful, but you as a person have a lot of difference, and so live that, explore that, figure that out about yourself. And that helps with your work too. That helps you to be able to see oh, I'm good at this stuff. I'm good at this stuff. I'm good at connecting with people. I'm good at making stuff happen, whatever it is for you. But when you find those strengths as well, now you can apply that to your flexibility, and it just becomes all the better. So stay flexible and keep going. Good luck, guys. I hope that this is a great week for you. This is the end of the first month of the year. February is now beginning and January is over, which my January was crazy. How about you? I don't know. Let me know. What are your plans for the next month? Just the next month. What are you going to do in February? What's something you want to do that maybe by March you want to have going? Something you want to start inside of next month, or just a plan, whatever. But let me know, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.